So obviously we're just coming off of UFC 328. Sean Strickland defeats Khamzat to become the two-time middleweight champion of the world. There's a lot of things that have gone on. A lot of that has been talked about within the fans. Obviously we know that Khamzat had a horrible weight cut. Looked awful on the scale on Friday morning. We know this, but new things coming out. Khamzat Chimaev's team saying his body shut down after weigh-ins. Yeah, I said it in my recap video. I don't think there's a big possibility that he doesn't fight at 185 ever again. Or so we thought. The rematch with Sean Strickland is the only fight that he wants. He is obsessed with it, his team says, per Brett Okamoto, ESPN. It was rumored a lot that he was going to fight Yuri. He was bulking up to fight him. Didn't end up happening. I heard that it was because some people from Khamzat's team, they leaked it before the UFC announced it, which is why the UFC decided that they wanted to end up going in a different direction, because they just don't like that people were leaking the fight before they can. I don't know if that's what it was, like actually was the reason why the UFC decided to just end up giving him Sean Strickland or anyway, but maybe they just realized the fight with Sean Strickland was bigger or something. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know why that is. No doubt the weight cut and Khamzat Chimaev bulking up for 205 is what affected this fight, because it did. He only had the gas tank to go for what it seemed a round to get on the back of Sean Strickland and control him like he would have really wanted to. The takedowns already in round 2 were lazy, they were labored, they were slow. When he failed on the shots, just went to his back, pull guard in round 2. Like we said, the tide shifted massively and very quickly in that fight. Apparently, Khamzat Chimaev wants a rematch with Sean Strickland. But I'm also hearing that after the fight, Dana White said that Khamzat Chimaev literally went up to him and said, "I never want to fight in this weight class ever again." I mean, his team says one thing, he says another. Maybe maybe he just said that to Dana White like in a jokingly manner, or he felt horrible in the moment, so that's why he said it, and he changed his mind later on. I don't know. Maybe that isn't Khamzat saying that. Maybe that's his team just having just all this control over him. I don't know, man. Because Khamzat says one thing and then they say another, and it's just very weird. Like, and then they're saying that they want a rematch in Abu Dhabi. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love Khamzat Chimaev, but he doesn't have any right to be calling the shots of where the fight with Sean Strickland that he just lost in the rematch should be taking place this time. This place should not be able to call those shots. Like, and realistically, a question that came up was, does Khamzat Chimaev realistically even deserve a rematch or have the right to even call a rematch, let alone where the rematch takes place against Sean Strickland? Because we know that he didn't have a title defense, but we know that Khamzat Chimaev is a very different champion to a lot of champions that never defend their belt. You know what I mean? And he proved that when getting the belt against Dricus. In that performance, people like, yes, it was a very boring fight, but you can't deny that it was an unbelievable performance, and there was a lot of people who have good minds in the sport that did not expect that. So I don't know where I lean on that. I think I lean more towards him deserving a rematch, because it was a pretty close fight, and I know that he doesn't have a title defense, but again, why are we not acting as if like the UFC knows that this fight would be massive again? So, and again, there's going to be people who will make an argument for Khamzat Chimaev to be better in the rematch than he was in this fight because he got so gassed early on. I don't know, man. But because I think it's so unrealistic. I still personally don't think Khamzat Chimaev is going to fight at 185 ever again. I think he's going to fight at 205. I saw a lot of people saying that a good fight to make would be him versus Paulo Costa, which I agree. I think that's a fight that would sell very well, and I think because they have history in the past with each other as well, and I just think he would be better at 205, if I'm being honest. I don't really want to see him on the scale like that again. I think he looked absolutely terrible, which we all knew, we saw. Yeah, and also because Imavov, he deserves a shot. But to me personally, I think the biggest talking point that comes out of any of this, after another thing we come to in a second, he missed weight, bro. He missed weight. There was a lot of people who came out afterwards accusing Khamzat Chimaev of missing weight. Again, many people have broken this down. You already know what I'm talking about. DC sounds shocked when he went on the scale for the first time, and you can see him. He looks absolutely horrible, even just in this picture alone. And even when he was backstage walking past his manager, just looks absolutely just horrible. I think that's a bigger talking point than anything that has come out during this aftermath. I think people are really overlooking that, because if he really did miss weight, which now I think he did, and I'm saying this because they literally said this when there was 1.2 kg left, his body shut down. Like, what else do you need to see to make you not think that? To make you think that he didn't make weight? 100% he did. Like, that means he would have been that would mean he was 2.5 pounds over, around there, I think. That's more of a massive talking point than anything that comes out after this aftermath. You're telling me the UFC, people aren't talking about the UFC just calling the weight out immediately, and the UFC kind of sort of covering that up over it is not a more massive talking point than anything else coming out. I think this is so much worse. Unless you just think that he didn't miss weight, but dude, I'm telling you, I think he missed weight. But you can't use this whole horrible weight cut thing as an excuse for him losing this fight versus Sean Strickland. As I said, I love Khamzat. Khamzat is one. I'm a massive fan of Khamzat. I'm always hyped when he fights. I've been watching him since his debut in the UFC, and you could instantly tell he was special. That's why I loved him. I still love Khamzat Chimaev, even after these, when people called him boring, and when even after this performance with everyone kind of just either hating on him or just like trying to come up with these excuses. But dude, you gotta stop making these excuses. Even the teams, even if Khamzat, everyone's been saying stuff. Khamzat hasn't been making excuses. The team has, and the fans have. But like, you gotta stop that, man. You gotta stop with these excuses. You accepted this fight. You and your team accepted this fight, knowing you would have to make this weight, regardless of you were bulking up, whatever. You accepted the fight. You gotta have to make the weight, man. You know, it's just your obligation. There's decisions that lead to these outcomes in these fights. You have to own up to them, man. You have to own up to them. And again, Khamzat hasn't been saying. I haven't seen anything of Khamzat making excuses about the weight. It's all been his team and the fans that are making excuses for him. But gotta stop, man. You gotta own up. Like I said before, Sean Strickland deserves all the credit in the world, all of it. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about that. But there's been another thing, if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So people were talking a lot about the controversy of the trash talk and have mixed opinions on it as well. Listen, bro. Do I think that everything that was said in the build-up just to build the fight? Absolutely not. I don't. I still think that there's things that were said that Sean and Khamzat, more Sean still thinks and believes about Khamzat. Maybe not in the same way, but he definitely believed them when he said it. And same with Khamzat. I genuinely think that, more on Sean's side, but I think that they definitely meant that. I think it was genuine hatred between the two. Yeah, and the first glove touch put people off a lot, because again, you have all these things said in the build up. You have the security in there, the cops, just for you, and then you touch gloves repeatedly throughout the entire fight, gaining respect for each other. Khamzat initiated every single glove touch, which made people go absolutely crazy after the fight. Was saying, "I love you" to Sean Strickland. "I love you, crazy guy." After the fight, Sean asked for respect, that he took it too far. Khamzat wrapped the belt around Sean Strickland. Sean's interview was very apologetic about everything that he said, and that he took it too far, and that he respects Khamzat, and you know that they said crazy things and that he took it too far. You know, this made people go insane. A lot of YouTubers, Ariel Helwani as well, the biggest one being he got a massive reaction out of people. Listen, bro, I don't hate Ariel at all. I actually like Ariel. A lot of people really don't like him, but I don't mind Ariel at all. I don't agree with him on this. Ariel basically said that, like, how are you apologizing after all that was said, and how are you Khamzat, like, touching his gloves and wrapping the belt around him after all that was said about all that he said about your mom and your religion and everything, and how personal it got. How can you touch his gloves? How can you wrap the belt around him? How can you show him respect? And people just didn't like that. I just don't agree with Ariel at all on this. And there was a lot of different YouTubers that had the same opinions. Sean responded to this as well, saying something along the lines of that I don't expect a man of your quality to understand why I have respect. We said things about each other, and we gain respect each other in the fight, you know? I get the reactions for people because they did say insane stuff. I even made videos through the entire fight week of how I was worried that they wouldn't make it through fight week because I genuinely thought it was that personal, and I still think it was. I don't think it was fake. I think what they said they meant in the moment. They just gained respect in the fight, and I understand people reacting this way, but bro, if Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev don't have a problem with it and are able to respect each other and put it behind them after the fight, why do you care? It's as simple as that. I didn't even think twice about this. I knew my opinion as soon as the fight ended because I knew people were gonna talk about this way, you know. And I saw people saying crazy stuff on YouTube videos, like insane stuff, going like just absolutely crying about this, just like losing their shit about this. I don't understand why. Like, if they can put it behind them, why do you care so much? I don't understand. Like, you were not in there with them. Like, like I said, was it all said for show? Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think the both of them, especially Sean, meant some of those things in the moment. And maybe he still does, not to the same extent, but there is a different respect you gain from someone after you fight them. That's what people don't understand. And I don't know how they don't understand that, because we've seen that with so many fights in the past. It's happened so many times with big rivalries. Like, I mean, maybe they never got this personal. I mean, the other one you could say that got really, really personal was Khabib and Conor. Again, they still aren't on good terms. And I guess people look at it on that same scale, which is why they don't understand it. But again, we've seen it with different rivalries in the past, with like Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. What else? Like Dricus and Izzy got pretty personal too. They put it behind them instantly as the fight ended. John Jones and DC, I mean, they're pretty like cordial now. I guess they did a show together, but they still don't like each other. Like, that's fine, whatever. But there's a different kind of respect that's gained after you fight someone, is what people don't understand. Especially if you give Sean the mic right after he's fought the guy in the cage. You give him the mic. Yeah, he's going to be very respectful. And I guess people didn't really expect that, but he's always been respectful. Even after Izzy, after they talked so much shit about each other, he showed respect to Izzy too. And again, this fight with Khamzat got way more personal, but dude, if they can put it behind him, why do you care, man? It's as simple as that. I've had that opinion, and people should be way more mad about the weight miss thing. Like, that's a way bigger talking point to me that people weren't talking about. Like, if that's something that the UFC really did cover up, that is insane, and it needs to be talked about way more. But yeah, another thing I wanted to say too, really quickly. The Spar. Dude, we need to talk about the Spar. I even said this. A lot of people said it too. Bro, the Spar ended up actually being somewhat similar to what the fight was. You look at that clip, it's just Khamzat switching stance, keeping that rhythm, trying to get overhands going. Sean staying, like, teeping, jabbing, just moving on the outside. It was literally what the fight was, which is insane. I said it. I was like, you cannot take anything away from the Spar, whatever. That's crazy to me. I can't believe that. It's like the craziest but funniest thing at the same time. It's insane that you can say that afterwards. But yeah, man, that's it for this video. My predictions for Arnold Allen versus Melquizael Costa will be out very soon. Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think about all this aftermath of UFC 328 and what's going on with Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland. And yeah, man, I thank you guys for watching once again. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.